Are we on Facebook Live or?
Hmm. Am I live? What's good, fam? Welcome to Just Our Opinion. I'm your girl, Robin, and I'm here with.
Vaughn?
What's up, boo?
How you doing, honey?
I am wonderful. Happy Friday.
Yes, happy Friday.
I don't know why this won't work. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. I'm having issues. Anyway, y'all know what it is. It is date night, and we are going to finish the last round of our problem starting card game.
Our problem starting card
Our
game?
problem starting card game.
How's it a problem?
Cause you don't know how to act.
Hmm.
Cause you a special kind of special, and you don't know how to act.
My mama says I'm special.
Your mama should have had you tested. That's what should have happened.
Based on your card answers, maybe we need to have you test it.
It's possible.
Ooh.
It's possible. But whatever. If somebody would have saw that doggone snowman you made outside, they'd have they'd have been trying to get you some help because that poor little decrepit snowman you got. Anybody that's actually friends with me on Facebook, I want y'all to go to my page and look at the snowman that I posted. And y'all tell me which snowman Vaughn made and which snowman I made. That's all I'm gonna say. Cause
Mine actually had facial features, but it started melting and tipped. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Vaughn,
You just did a basic, tried to make a round one, you know.
Vaughn, you gonna tell me that snowman had facial features?
Yeah, I had a nose, I had the eyes in, and then when the head fell off, it was kind of hard to redo it.
No,
Yeah.
no. You was not gonna sit here and try to convince me and the whole rest of the world that your snowman had facial features.
You just sound like a hater.
Sir, I'm not hating on you. I'm telling you that your snowman look
You're the one
special.
trying to have your snowman transition to a woman and back to a boy.
First of all, I didn't.
You did.
I didn't. No, let me tell you what
No,
happened.
so
No.
it transitioned. See, that's how the lie starts. Come on.
Let me tell you what happened. I wanted a girl snowman. Princey wanted a boy snowman. So I had put breast on the snowman.
Cause she's a perv. Who
I
puts breasts on a snowman?
First of all, I had put
If
breast.
it had breasts on it, it should have been a snow woman. But by the fact you just said you put breasts on a snowman, you know what? Let me stop.
I had put breast on my snowman.
Out here confusing snow
And,
people and
my
kids.
my snow person. I had put breast on my snow person. My snow individual. I had put breast on my snow individual. And Princey got upset because he said that he wanted it to be a guy, a boy. So I had to remove the breast from my snow person.
That's not how this works in real life. Just FYI, but continue.
I didn't say that's how it worked in real life. What I'm saying is that Princey wanted to have a snow man and I wanted to have a snow lady. And because I was like, forget it, and I didn't care like that, I removed the breast from my snow person and let him go ahead and have a snowman.
And then you tried to add a PP to it.
First of all,
or like the video you sent me the other day, the pee machine part.
you know what? Speaking of that video, I wish we had that video to show everybody. So, ladies, it was this video on TikTok the other day, and the video said it was this guy, and I want to say he may have been Nigerian, possibly something like that.
Something, yeah.
And he said that a guy does not respect you
Or love you.
or love you if he puts his pee machine in your mouth. And so I laughed.
And she's childish.
I cracked up. I cracked up. And so, of course, I saved the video and I sent it to Vaughn. And I'm like, I knew you didn't love me. I knew it. I knew you did not love me.
And for the record, I will not respect you tonight, nor do I love you tonight.
Sir, you need to get your life together. So yeah. So y'all tell me what y'all think. Is it love or respect from a guy if he puts his pee machine in your mouth?
I feel, first of all, there's a large amount of trust a man has because there's a lot of teeth, and he's just got to trust you not to cause him great bodily harm.
Great bodily harm? Who causing great bodily harm?
I'm just saying, things can happen. So there's a lot of trust.
Somebody
A lot of trust
biting?
involved. It can happen.
You ever been bit?
No, I've been toothed before.
What's toothed?
Teeth touching, rubbing.
Like
Yeah.
like corn?
Something like that. It's definitely not enjoyable the next day. It hurts.
Okay, so all right. So in the giving head spectrum, right? So let's say there's a spectrum, right? Color wheel, so to speak.
A color
right?
wheel.
A giving head color wheel, so to speak, right? In the giving head color wheel, using your teeth, like if she used any amount of teeth,
It's usually not good.
okay, what else is not good?
I mean, to be truthful, so that's kind of like an individual answer for everybody. So what I may like or what may feels good to me may not necessarily work for other men. So I'm just gonna throw that disclaimer out. Just like every woman's individual. So what you do for sexual gratification for another woman may not work. So just throwing that out there to start with.
Okay. So you're saying that this is just your opinion?
Just my subjective analysis.
Oh, okay.
I mean, definitely when if there can be, I guess sometimes there could be some amount of teeth involved, for some sensation and touch. But if you're, what's the best way I can say this? Depending on how large the woman's mouth is and how big you are, teeth could be an issue, and it can, the rubbing and scraping can hurt, and it may not distract from then, but because it's a sensitive part of your body that's not used to certain that type of friction and that type of force, it will hurt the next day.
Okay, so my question is, what is considered good head?
At the end of the day, I mean, usually to me, good head is when a man comes, when he ejaculates. That's good head.
Right. Okay. All right. So that's given, right?
No, it's not given. That's not given because you can do it and not and he not come. So
okay. Outside of
there are two types of I will say there are two things that for me with oral sex. One is stimulation, and the other is to actually have me come. So there's two reasons that I would like to have or I enjoy it.
Okay, but outside of the orgasm, right? Outside of the orgasm aspect of receiving head, what makes head good? Like what can a woman do that would classify her as a good head doctor?
I'd say in general, and again for me, it's probably getting me at the point of coming, but keeping me from not coming and delaying that so it builds up more and more.
Okay, see, we keep coming back to this orgasm thing, and I'm trying to get details for at least the ladies watching for outside of, okay, we get it. You spit, swallow, gargle, like love, showing off. We got that part, right? But I'm trying to see.
I'm saying, so, again, when we're having sex and there's different levels of hardness, right, that I'll have.
Right.
And before I come, I'm usually the firmest and the hardest and the biggest. Well, if oral sex, when you can do that and get the man to that point to edge him, that to me is the best part. I mean,
okay, let's back this train up. What can she do to get you to that point? Maybe I need to kindergarten this question for you.
Um,
Cause I mean, like, I get it. Like, I get it. Make me come. Like, okay, we got that part.
I would probably say what probably is most pleasurable is being able to keep your tongue wrapped around the bottom of his penis and maybe the top of the penis towards the roof of your mouth.
Hold on,
Penis is a tube. There's a top and there's a bottom to it.
cylinder,
A
right?
cylinder, a
Okay,
tube cylinder. So it's
okay,
going this way. There's a bottom to it and there's
uh-huh.
a top. And
Okay,
and
no,
you have
okay. So
your
we're not
tongue wrapped
talking about.
around the
We're not
bottom,
talking tip to tip in the cylinder. We're talking.
top and bottom.
Okay, all right, all right. I'm there now. Okay, all right, all right.
She's slow.
I was slow. I'm not gonna lie. I was slow. I was definitely slow because I was tip to tip. Okay, all right, all right.
Again, avoiding teeth is really good.
Mhm.
There's some amount of, there's a degree of the feeling has to kind of mimic the woman's vagina to a degree. So that's why the wrapping is kind of good. Again, the amount of sucking or reverse pressure, can help a little bit too. It just depends. But again, once there and starting out, if a man's not hard, you got to get him hard. But once you get him hard, then you kind of work with, what may feel good. So maybe licking, the tongue touching the bottom between the tip and the penis. I forgot the area what it's called, but kind of that area might be really good for sensation for a man. It could be some people could be too sensitive. It just depends. You know,
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
we
okay.
can work on it later.
You know what? Let's get this game started because you don't know how to act. Let's
Well,
get
no,
this.
no. How you get to ask me? So let's ask you the reverse question now for giving head to a woman, also known as cunnilingus or eating her out.
Okay.
What feels good to you?
So okay, let's first start this off by, um, fellas, we generally feel nothing with the whole what is it? What do y'all like to say? Tongue screwing. I'm trying not to use the word, but that whole thing does nothing for us.
Putting the tongue in the vagina.
That does nothing for us. Like it's nothing. It's absolutely nothing. Um, you can keep that. I mean, I guess it's cute, but you can keep that. Um, for me, just my opinion, I like full tongue long licks, almost like a dog, across my clit. I guess if that makes
Mm-hmm.
sense. Um, the whole I'm completely with you. Keep your teeth off me, because I've had experiences where a guy like tried to put my clit between his teeth and I almost socked
Ooh.
him in his face.
Ooh.
Like,
Yeah.
so keep your teeth off me. And yeah, that would be it for
I'll
me.
say the one thing I do struggle with you is the consistency of the rhythm.
We'll come back to that. Let's pull cards. So again, black on card game, we have relationship debates and date night topics. This is relationship debates. This is date night topics. I don't remember which card was the most problems. So I guess we'll figure it out.
It's probably a relationship debate, is my guess.
And you pull first.
Oh, well, let's just choose violence.
Choose violence.
Did you mix these cards up?
Yeah.
Okay. Your significant other says they no longer love you romantically, but still care for you as a friend.
Damn.
You've been friend zoned.
By your significant other.
You're otherwise happy with the relationship. Would you continue it? Explain.
All right, run that back.
Your significant other says they no longer love you romantically, but still care for you as a friend. You're otherwise happy with the relationship. Would you continue it? Explain.
Okay, so you don't love me romantically, but we cool people. Are we married? Do we have kids? Like how far is this significant other thing? Because I guess that makes a difference. If we're just in the dating stage, we can be friends. I'm not continuing a romantic relationship with you, but we can be friends.
Can we keep benefits?
No, because why?
Why not? Don't act like you didn't have friends with benefits.
I am at a stage in my life where I'm giving my benefits to somebody that benefits me.
Mm. Well, this says, significant other, so I'm just going to go
Assume
with it.
you're married.
Assume you're not married.
Okay.
I mean, because to me, it's a spouse, a wife, a husband is automatically assumed to be that significant other.
Okay.
For me.
So significant other is dating.
Dating single people.
Okay.
So
we're dating, and you no longer love me romantically. However, you still love me as a friend. We can be friends. I mean, I'm cool with us being friends, but as far as continuing a romantic relationship, why would we do that?
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, that would just be,
a waste of everybody's time.
It's a waste of everyone's time.
Yeah, it would be a waste of everyone's time. And I'm not one for wasting my time. What does love mean to you?
What does love mean to me?
Yes.
I guess in the generic sense, I mean, to me, love is like a deep caring, a feeling for someone you have. I don't know, I guess it's kind of hard to define because it's, like love can be an adjective, action word, right? Verb. It's just, to me, love is something, it's, I don't know. That's a good question. That's hard to define.
Oh, I'm going to need you to define that. What does love mean to you?
I'm going to pass or call a friend.
You ain't no phone a friend. This ain't Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. Anybody in the comments want to help Vaughn out with what does love mean to you? Anybody in the comments would like to help him out with what does love mean to you?
Well, I think love is a hard word to, kind of define. It's, your actions can be love. Again, there's I guess a feeling of affinity, of like, that you have for someone, probably a desire to help them out or take care of them. It goes beyond friendship, and there are different types of love, right? Because there's eros, which is a romantic love. There's philo, which is a brotherly love. And then there's, I forgot the other one, like the Bible has, what is it, agape?
Agape.
Yeah. So, I mean, there are different types of love or, love-like feelings people can have. So, trying to define it. I mean, I think in a marriage, though, it's clearly got to be a combination of friendship and actual romance, as we talked about with the other card we pulled.
Okay. So for me, love covers a lot. Love has to have my back. Love has to see me in my ugliness. Love has to see me at my best. Love has to see me at my worst. Love has to have my back when I'm down. Love has to hold my hand when I'm up. For me, love means that whether our chips are overflowing or we're down to our last few chips, we still got each other's back. Love is an action word for me. You can't just say you love me. You have to show me you love me. I have to feel love. I have to be able to see love. Mm-hmm. I can't just hear love. Love has to be surrounded. Love has to make sense for me. That would be love for me.
Okay.
All right, your turn.
And just for the record, as I stated when we started, I don't respect her and I don't love her.
Oh, shit. It's all bad from here.
A woman asks a man to use the money he planned to spend on an expensive date to help her with a bill and suggests they take a walk in the park instead. He refuses. Who was wrong? Explain.
Where are they in the relationship? Because that makes a difference.
Well, sounds like to me, it sounds like they're still dating. They're not married. They don't live together. She got her own business, and she clearly didn't handle it because she needs him to help him out.
Well, okay, so the reason I say where are they in the relationship, because if you asking some dude that y'all on y'all first or second or third date to use the money that he was gonna spend on a date to help you with a bill, then okay, that's a problem. However, if you guys have been dating for quite some time and he had this big extravagant date plan, do you go, babe, check this out. I'm kind of in a bind right now. I know we had planned to X, Y, and Z. Can you do something for me? And instead of us spending $1,000 doing X, Y, and Z, can we do this instead? And, since you were going to spend the $1,000 wine and dining me anyway, I spend that $1,000, you know what I'm saying, to up the bag.
Mm-hmm.
Is that something we could do? If you're in that point in your relationship, I see nothing wrong with that. And if you're at that point in your relationship and he says no, he's wrong.
So here I'm going strictly what's on the card. So they're not married, and I'm gonna even assume they're not engaged. So that means he didn't propose. He didn't ask her to be a wife. I don't know. I mean, I think that assuming that it's not a first date or second date, maybe they've been dating for, I guess what's the cutoff point where that's not perceived as tacky, I guess, to ask. I mean, is there a cutoff point of how long you're dating, but you're not engaged, you're not married? So, is it a month, 3 months, 6 months? At what point can you be comfortable enough to ask him? Let's say the bill is $1,000, and he was gonna do the Whitney and the carriage ride in a nice hotel room or something for the evening, and she's like, you know what? I fell behind on this car payment and house payment or something. Can you help me out? So, and
okay, let me give you devil's advocate on this one.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm worried about my bill, it's very unlikely that I'm gonna bust this thing open for you. However, if you help me with this bill, I'm gonna slang this thing off the ceiling fan for you. So, with that in mind, do you go on with this extravagant, expensive date and I'm stressed about it all night, and then you still gotta take me home at the end of the night and you don't get nothing for it? Or do you take this cute ass walk in the park over here and bang me on the side of this tree and my bill is paid? That's on you. That's all I'm saying.
Like I said, I feel like it just depends. What's the cutoff point that you would feel comfortable enough that it would not be tacky or just presumptuous to think that that's he's gonna do that.
Well, I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is, like, if I'm stressing about something due or something big over my head, I am not in the mood to bust it open. Like, that is not what I'm in the mood to do. However, if you the person that solves that problem for me, you unselfishly solve said problem for me, and then
the way you presented it's not unselfishly solved.
and then we go on this cute walk in the park holding hands and shit. After you done solved this problem for me, I'm ready to literally, and I do mean literally, smear this thing all over your face. It's all I'm saying. So, it just depends on, what he would like out of that particular situation. Is all I'm saying.
I don't know. I just take issue with the answer because, like I said, I mean, if it's less than 6 months dating, y'all just dating, haven't really talked about anything long term. Let's say the bill is $1,000, I just think it's kind of tacky, to do that. And then at the end of the day, I'm sure within that 6 months time period, he's gotten it for a lot less.
But has he got? Never mind. You know, I'm pulling my next card.
So you kind of priced yourself out the market.
There's no such thing as pricing my goodies out the market. Thank you very much. No, the only price out the market is you can't afford it. There's no such thing as pricing my pussy out the market. You can't afford it. So you screw within your price range, sir. And that's another thing. These fellas we got to have a show about that, because these fellas need to start trying to screw within their price range. Because I hear a lot of times guys talk about women being, you know, gold diggers or about the money and this, that, and the third. And I think there are women that's out here that have that problem. But I think the majority of the problem is that these men ain't out here screwing within their price range. I honestly do. I think that's the bigger problem that we dealing with. You out here on a Chevrolet budget in the doggone Bentley store. You out here, stay out of Tesla if all you can afford is the used car lot. That's all I'm saying.
See, the problem is, though, I think it also goes the other way, because, you know, what a man can afford to date, you know, again, men don't care about what women have financially to bring to the table, period. So that's usually, men don't usually date women looking for their money and their resources.
High value men don't care what women bring into the table, because you got these nothing Negroes out here that's looking for half the bill money, and they care what women bring into the table. Okay, that's what I mean by dating within your price range.
Okay, because I mean, I see a lot of women, you know, on these viral YouTube videos talking about what they want from a man and this and that, and they don't bring that to the table. You know, they don't bring anything to the table other than, I hate to say it, some of them don't even have looks to really bring to the table. So, you know, they're just in a fantasy, and everybody thinks they're going to get this top 1% or top 5% of earners out there, and just do the math. If it's only 5% of them, that means 95% ain't it. So your chances of meeting and getting that person aren't very high.
I get that. But my point is that if you are not the dude that can afford the Hellcat, then go get you a used Charger. That's all I'm saying.
Well,
if you can't afford the Ferrari, go get you a used Charger. That's all I'm saying.
But it's a bunch of used Chargers out here trying to charge Ferrari prices. Let me put it like that.
Ooh, shit.
And just because you demand a Ferrari price doesn't mean you worth that.
Okay.
And unfortunately, it's more than 5% of the women to match those high value men out here thinking they're running around with Ferraris when they got used Chargers with mixed match rims, you know, mixed body paint, dents, and yet acting like, oh, I'm only going out with the Ferrari prices. No, ma'am, no, you're not even in that category. Matter of fact, you're an Impala, a Chevy Impala, parading around as a Ferrari.
Okay, so here's the thing. Here's the thing, though. Here's the thing. I see what you're saying. I definitely see what you're saying. However, I think that if you don't value your goods, then it won't have value. So, for example, no. Okay, wait. Let me. For example, there was this social project done, and this, I want to say it was Payless some years ago, if I'm not mistaken. Mm-hmm. If you guys remember who it was, let me know in the comments. But I want to say it was like Payless some years ago. They rented for like a couple days a storefront in Beverly Hills. Did not put their name on the window. Opened it up, made it really nice, right? I'm talking like boutique style. And put their shoes in it, right? You had people, for the amount of time that store was there, I'm talking these high-end, bougie, usually spend thousands of dollars on their shoes, coming into this store because it's exclusive, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's exclusive. It's high value to them, right? It appears to be high value. Spending all of this money in this store, and essentially they are Payless shoes, right? Okay, we got so LT said it was Payless because I thought it was Payless. I thought it was Payless.
Okay.
So you had all of these people for the amount of time that store was there spending all of this money in this store, and it was essentially a social project
Mm-hmm.
because it showed itself as being high value.
Mm-hmm.
They spent that money. I say that to say, if you're a woman and you don't put yourself aside and put yourself in a spot, in a space right now where you're not going to settle for the BS, you not gonna let a dude come in talking about you paying half the damn bills, you not gonna let some ninja come in being a big fat face on lie, acting like he gon' wine and dine you and have you at Applebee's every Friday. And I don't see ain't nothing wrong with Applebee's. Don't come for me. I'm just saying that ain't the high value dude every Friday. My point is, if you don't place value in you, regardless to the type of car you are, then he is not going to place value in you. Because one thing that I know for certain about high value men, they can sniff out insecurities. They can sniff out you not valuing you. They can sniff out a woman halfway across the room that they know for certain is not mentally, emotionally at that standard.
So I get what you're saying. There's a couple of things though with that. So first of all, men taking advantage of women that have low self-esteem, essentially, it doesn't matter their income bracket, because there's a bunch of guys out here that don't have jobs that got 5 or 6 baby mamas. They just know how to pick them, whether it's discernment, personality type, what they attract, whatever the case may be. They at the club, wherever they meet them, they talk a good game. Maybe they got a wad of money that's not really a wad of money with a cardboard roll behind it or something. It's all kinds of things that guys do. But at the end of the day, what a man makes as for income and a living has nothing to do with necessarily women. And you know, men will take advantage of women with low self-esteem if that's what they want, if that's the type of man they are, period. It doesn't have much to do with their net worth or their income. It has to do with character. Now, as you talked about that experiment, there's a favorite ad of mine I remember seeing, and it was for a Bentley car, and it had a nice, beautiful young lady, you know, in underwear in the kitchen, her leg kind of on a counter, you know, in a suggestive position, and the ad said, "Use Bentleys. You know you're not the first one, but do you really care?" And again, when it comes to, you know, talking about women and the type of men they can attract, you know, unfortunately, men's mindsets are, you know, one of two things. Either I want to wife her, or I want to screw her. And if they want to screw, they don't really care about your body count, your history, and all that. They want to add to it and be done. But a woman he wants to marry is looking for something of substance, but also a woman who is valued. And it also means that she has not been used, that she has not, you know, been devalued by out in the street with a higher body count. And unfortunately, I know it's very sexist to say, because men are usually thought to have a high body count, or, you know, it's excused. But, you know, again, when it comes to marriage and relationships, no man really wants the woman who's been out there with a lot of people. You know, no one wants to walk in the club with the chick and all the guys are like pointing and looking and smiling, or everybody knows her name. You know, that's just the worst situation a guy ever wants to be in. So again, you can act like a Ferrari, but if you're a used Impala, it is what it is.
I think my point is that if she does not value herself as the Ferrari, then nobody is going to value her as the Ferrari. I think that's just my point. Like, so.
I mean, I get it. So you value yourself as a Ferrari, but you're not one. You're not necessarily. You're gonna.
They mark up the price of used cars all the damn time.
Well,
Let's be clear.
And you'll eliminate some people. Be like, okay, it's out my league. But at the end of the day, I guess my last thought on this is, if you're with someone and you consider to be, let's say, a high value man, and using the example of a Ferrari, but when they find out more about you, they may realize, this is not a Ferrari. This might be a Hellcat. It might be a used Charger.
You cannot slap a Mercedes symbol
exactly.
on a Honda.
Or I'll do one better. You can't put a Bentley symbol on a Chrysler 300.
It's still a Chrysler 300.
It looked like a baby Bentley until the Bentley show up next to it.
You know what? Let me read my card. A person offers you $1 million to have sex with your significant other. Before you can answer, your significant other says, deal. What happens next?
So, my wife would pimp me out for $1 million, no questions asked.
What? You better give it to her.
Exactly. I'd have all kinds of performance issues.
Sir, take this and go get that money. Drink this and go get that money. So, Vaughn, before you can answer, your significant other says deal. What happens next?
I'd look at her and be like, what the? I didn't agree to this.
All right, I have a follow-up question. Is there a number?
Is there a number?
Is there a number? Like, is there a number that a dude could offer you to have sex with me? That
No.
No?
No.
There's no number.
No number.
We about to get divorced.
Well, we're
gonna have to discuss this during marriage counseling.
There's no
You're
number.
telling me that there is no number.
After I married you, my expectation is you were sleeping with no one else but me, period.
But you telling me
I don't care.
There is no number.
I didn't marry a whore.
I didn't say I was a whore.
If you take the money and sleep with them, that makes you a whore.
Sir, listen.
Sorry.
There is a difference.
I didn't make the rules. That's what it is. You get paid for sex, you're a whore. There is a difference
between a whore and an escort.
Yeah, well, I didn't marry either one, so
sir,
I wouldn't be married to either one.
So there's no number.
There's no number.
Wow. Damn.
No number.
No number.
No number.
Damn. What y'all think in the comments? Is there a number? Y'all let me know. Because I feel like there's a number. I feel like there should be a number. I feel like there should be a number.
What's the lowest you would go to if some girl walks and says, "I want to sleep with your husband"?
$1 million is my lowest number.
I think you do it for $1,000.
What?
You pimp me out for a hot 500 and some coupons to Joe Muir's.
I would not. I absolutely would not. I would not.
I'm sorry, gift cards to Joe Muir's with that 100.
I would not. $1 million is my lowest number. Like it gotta be a come up number. Like it gotta be a number that I could forget it on a beach. You know what I'm saying? It gotta be a number that I could.
No, here, let me ask you this. I'm gonna throw this caveat in here. And you and I have a really great sex.
So we got a comment from Tanisha that says it has to be a life-changing number. And I do agree with that. Like, it has to be, like, the number has to be.
Okay, let me ask you this.
I got to be able to look you in the face after the number.
So you and I have a really great sex life.
Mm-hmm.
And we enjoy having sex with each other.
Yep.
And think of some of the best times of what we did.
Yep.
And the quality of sex, the length of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is guaranteed to happen with that person who's paying that $1 million.
Okay.
You could deal with that.
Damn it! If that's first of all, if she paying for it, sir, you better give her that. Don't be out here. Don't you dare be out here
BDR.
just making this woman want to find me for a refund. Don't you dare. I expect you, sir, to put on a show, okay? I expect full ass show at this point. You need to make it a performance. This is art. This is art. This woman needs to want to spend more money.
So now you're going from one time to pimping me out. There's no end to this.
She needs to want. By the time she get home, she need to be laying there checking her account and calling her accountants and shit like, do I got about 6? Because I need you to understand that it don't stay the same price every time. So she might get to, try it for 1.5, right? So you give her that good for 1.5, right? And then when she called me back like, oh my God, I have not been able to stop thinking about him. I'd be like, really?
See, this is that slippery slope we're talking about. See? It went from one time to, okay, they're going to call back and want more.
Wait, interesting. And she'd be like, I got 1.5 million. Ma'am, that is no longer the price. You sampled the product now. It's like a crackhead. You give them their first taste for a discounted rate. Ma'am, this product is now $15 million. She like, wait a minute. It went from 1.5 to 15 million. Ma'am, I had to add some zeros and remove a dot. Yes, that's what happened. Take it or leave it. Because at this point, I got my bread, right? So whether she take it or leave it, I'm fine, right?
She said, I got my bread, not our bread. I got my
Take
bread.
it or leave it,
I did all
I'm
the
fine.
work. Ain't that I did all the work.
Take it or leave it, I'm fine. But she needs to know that, ma'am, the price has gone up significantly now. You're paying premium penis prices now.
And no Groupons out there?
There is no Groupon. You don't have no buy one, get one. Ma'am, it ain't no Tuesday discounts. Ma'am, this is premium pipe prices now. And you are going to pay full premium pipe price. Yes.
I tell you.
Yes. That's where we are now.
Anyway. You're dating a person and they say they want to wait until marriage to have sex. How would you respond?
Boo. Nope.
I already know your answer.
You ain't gonna sneak up on
another card.
You ain't gonna sneak up on me with bad dick. So I'm gonna say I do, and then you gonna whip out your little small penis on the marriage night, and then give me your 2 pumps and a swirl, and then I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and be like, okay, he having a bad time, he was nervous, it's our first time, and then I'm gonna try 2 or 3 more times that night because it's our wedding night, and I'm trying to give you time to warm up, right? And then I'm gonna
even no warming up for the thumb, right?
I'm gonna even go as far as to try to get you some enhancement drugs. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to give you some Compound V. I'm gonna call my boy Deshaun and try to get you some King. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get you handled, right? And then you gonna still give me bad D. And now I got to sit up here knowing I done consummated this BS marriage a few times with this bad D, and you think I'm gonna be stuck with it? No, sir. I don't believe in not having sex before marriage. I can't in good conscience accept that. No. You gonna have to have them conversations with our kids because I can't do it.
Well, I wish I could say I did wait till marriage, but I didn't. I did sample the goods.
You wouldn't have waited till marriage with me. I don't believe in it.
Well,
I think it's lies from the pits of hell.
Here's the other thought, though. I mean, you assume also the worst that could have happened, but you
Sir.
know, find out it's good.
Sir,
And you made a good choice.
there is way too much of a 50-50 chance in that, and 50-50 is some big shit.
Well, here's my thing. So if you save it till marriage, at some point, I don't think a woman should not know the size he's going to be or roughly know what the size is. At some point, y'all touched each other, y'all kissed.
Let me explain something.
Y'all got to some point.
Let me explain something
you
to you.
know.
I know some big penis guys with some bad D.
Well, I'm just addressing the physical side.
Big
part.
old waste of time.
So I'm just addressing one obvious thing that could
Nah,
be
dog.
overcome prior to consummating
Nah,
the marriage.
dog.
So
Nah, dog. You got a dog. You got a Negro with a 6 foot long cock talking about he don't eat coochie. You got a no, 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 no.
okay, I want to do over on my card anyway because I knew what your answer was, and I think so. The mature Vaughn answer is: could I wait till marriage? Yes. Would I want to? Probably not.
You wouldn't have married
Could
me.
I? Probably not. I mean, yeah, but we won't get into that. But clearly, we didn't wait till marriage. So
You wouldn't have married me waiting till marriage.
but okay, here's a better question. An old sex tape of you and your ex leaks online. You tell your current significant other, and they ask you to send them the footage. Would you explain?
Nah, he gonna have to find that.
You
Go
wouldn't
find
send
it. Go find it.
Why wouldn't you send it to me?
Go find it.
It was online. Save me the effort.
Go find it.
Why?
Go find it.
Why?
Go find it.
Why?
Because I'm not sending porn on the phone. That is illegal.
You liar. You're such a liar.
That is a crime. No.
So,
And I was probably underage if I let him record it. That is illegal.
were you? What's underage?
It don't.
Under 50?
It don't matter. That
Under
is
40?
illegal. He gotta go find that.
What's your underage? What was that age number?
You better do some work. We got a comment from Jackie and said, "Hell no, you got to do your work." I agree wholeheartedly.
So-
what I look like? Cause what if you don't find it?
What if you don't find what?
Yeah, what if you don't find it? Because here's the thing: there's no win in that. There is no win in that. Do y'all understand that if y'all current significant other ever, and I do mean ever, see a tape of you having sex with somebody else, that is permanently embedded in his head at that point. And don't let the ex be done piped you. I'm talking piped you. Now you got this tweak of insecurity in your man now. Because he done watched you get piped by this man. And don't let that man be anaconda piping. You know what I'm saying?
But here's the question. From a guy's standpoint, if he's giving you the same or better now, it's not going to bother him. That wouldn't bother him. Now, if he's not giving you the same or better, it's going to bother him.
We got a comment to say from Jackie, and it say, "Hell, fuck it with me. You would have to find it before I admit it." And I agree with that wholeheartedly. Sex tape? What sex tape? So you saying ain't no sex tape out there? I don't know what you're talking about. Show it to me. I don't remember making no tape.
I will make a statement that I have no sex tapes prior to being married with you.
Prior
to.
Don't break up.
Well, I remember someone.
Don't break up. A woman refuses to dance with her date at a club. Later, she spots him on the dance floor with another woman. She gets upset and leaves. Who is wrong? Explain.
Ooh. Okay. So I'm gonna caveat that for two things. One, is he a dancer? He likes to dance. So like, let's say we go to go out for stepping, and you don't want to, step, right? And I do. And I'm begging you all night to do it, and you don't want to do it, and I go do it with somebody else. Then it's kind of on her. Now, if he's out there just being buck wild, nasty and stuff,
He out there
freak dancing, and then he's definitely wrong and out of line. However, again, if the person on the date, taking them out likes to dance and they're a dancer and that's what they want to do, and you don't want to, he probably should have asked, "Is it okay? Can I dance with somebody else? Or do you mind if I dance with her since you don't want to dance?" That would probably be the more appropriate thing to do. But if she refused and just didn't want to dance, and just assuming she can dance, we're like, you and me, I can't dance, so it's a different story. That's kind of on her then.
Yeah, I would say, what kind of dancing are they doing? If they ballrooming or something like that, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, okay, fine. But If he out there, you know what I'm saying, an old girl twerking, and you know what I'm saying, like, then we got a different kind of problem. So the question is, what kind of dancing are we referring to? You know what I'm saying?
I would agree with that one. So, alrighty. Do you feel like people should only date their equal? If so, describe your equal. If not, explain. Wow, I think we kind of covered that
Yeah,
earlier.
we covered that
But
one.
go on, elaborate.
Uh, should people?
Do you feel like people should only date their equal? If so, describe your equal. If not, explain.
I think you should not be a nickel out here looking for a dime. I think that if you are out here with this whole laundry list of things that you require out of a mate, you should have the things on your list or be able to supply the things on your list. Um, that's just how I feel. What was the next part?
If so, describe your equal.
My equal, I'm married to him. Oh my God. My equal wants to have a kept wife and spoil her and take care of her and buy her nice, pretty, shiny things.
How's that your equal?
What?
That is not your equal.
What?
That is not your equal.
What? Yo, math is not mathing.
You're right. It's not. It's not mathing. That's not equal. So, again, I think there's a different dynamic with men and women. So, men, you know, we talked about this earlier. You're in a used Impala trying to be a Ferrari. I think it's a little different. Can men traditionally, when you say a man dating out of his league, is usually the woman's much hotter than him. So not being equal there. So we see that all the time that men,
I'm cooler than you.
can date out of their league. Because usually money will cover up any differences they have there.
I'm cooler than you.
I mean, if you think so, whatever. I'm not arguing that with you.
I am. I'm cooler than you.
So, but
He's
as
just
far
mad
as
because I'm cooler than you.
as far as I do agree that looks, you can't be out of shape demanding somebody be an Olympic level athlete. That's not cool to have that demand on somebody. As I mentioned earlier, I don't think income is usually that big of a deal for men because men, don't usually care about a woman's income. Now, if you come from an excessively wealthy family, chances are you are going to marry into a family that has money. She may or may not have as much money as you, or she have more money. But generally speaking, when you're talking about working people, upper middle class people, men generally don't look at a woman and ask how much money does she make. He's usually not planning on spending her money. So I think that's different. I think women, on the other hand, will date and look for someone who can provide for them and provide them a lifestyle that they may not be able to accomplish on their own.
So we got a comment from Jackie about my comment, and she says that is her equal if she can do it for herself. See, that means you are my equal because I said
you can make yourself a housewife.
I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
That's not what I said.
You said earlier. You said I got my equal. My husband's gonna make me a housewife.
I didn't say nothing about making me a housewife. We might have to roll the tape back.
You can roll
I
it
didn't
back.
say make me a housewife.
You can roll it back.
I said buy me shiny things and buy me nice things. And
you did mention housewife, just for the record.
I don't think I said housewife. I don't think I said housewife. Because I keep telling you, I don't think I'd be a good housewife. I think I'd suck at that. I really do. I think I'd be really bad at it.
I've always said that you wouldn't, you could do it for a hot second, but it wouldn't last very long.
Yeah, I think I'd be bad at it. Like, I think I'd be in here going crazy, losing my mind.
But, so kind of talking about that real quick. I mean, again, people usually say housewife and they think a woman stays home, she cooks, she cleans, she takes care of the kids. And that is a traditional role. But at the same time, a lot of women now, because of the internet.
Our producer said I said kept wife. I didn't say housewife. I said kept.
Same thing.
That's not the same thing.
Same thing.
That's not the same thing.
Same thing.
It's not the same thing. Whatever. A woman musters up the courage to ask her crush on a date. He accepts. When the check comes, he gives it to her. She's offended. Who is wrong? Explain.
So I'm kind of old school, and my wife can attest to this. Like, we go out, it's cringeworthy when my wife grabs the bill and says, "I got it. I'll pay for it." So if you take a woman out, I feel like almost no matter what, you're obligated to pay for it as a man. Like even on my birthday, when you took us to eat, and you paid for it, I was just, it was uneasiness of me not paying the bill. Um, so I'm gonna say the guy is wrong. That's how I feel.
I don't agree with that one. She asked him.
I mean, she did ask him.
She asked him, and I go by the rule of whoever initiated the date. And the fact that she asked him on a date meant that she should have been ready to take him on a date. He didn't ask her nowhere. He might have not even liked her. He might have just went to be nice and he ain't want to say no. So it was really her responsibility to pay for that date because he asked her.
I'll give you that because in my head it does say her crush. She worked up the nerve to ask him where
she asked him on that date.
Him, and in my head I'm thinking if you have been dating this person, been out with them before, it's kind of how I was thinking the question. But
she asked him. He never asked her on a date. He probably didn't even like her. She liked him. And she worked up the nerve to ask him on a date. So when that bill came, he like, nah, that's on her. And it should have been. And the fact that she was like, my word, heifer, why you ask me on a date then?
So, again, just me as a guy and how I roll, even when I'm out at business and one of my female co-sales people is with me with a client and we grab the bill and we both have expense accounts, we both have expense cards, and it's just awkward to even split the bill with that person. That's just mentally how I am. I'm not used to, having a woman pay for me to eat if I'm out eating somewhere. So
whatever, your pool.
But
caveman.
What is your opinion on threesomes in a committed relationship?
Woo, yes. Yes. Yes.
Oh no, we going past. We going over tonight.
Yes. Yes.
Yes, what?
She doing laundry.
She doing laundry.
Can she take some of the pressure off of me? When we say threesomes, are we talking hit it and leave? We don't really know her, or are we talking about regular, like sister wife shit?
I don't know. I assume it's either hit it and leave or someone you just kind of have come over regularly that does that.
Are we talking about two guys and me, or are we talking about two girls and you?
I guess which one are you open to? That's what the question's asking.
See, I can't talk about this because I just said last week when we did ladies' night that there are certain things that I can't talk about because Jesus would be mad at me. So, next question.
But Jesus knows your heart. And you've already exposed yourself with the several yeses you said in the beginning.
That don't mean I can say it out loud. So, next question.
Anyway, my answer to the question is no.
Boom.
Moving on.
Your answer is like a hard no?
My answer is no.
A hard no.
A hard no.
A hard no.
Because first of all, I'm very particular about who I would sleep with to begin with. Secondly, again, going back to, I would have no other man touch my wife, period. So that's a deal breaker for me off the rip. So between those two, it's not happening.
So you're literally, your answer is a hard no on threesomes.
My answer is a hard no.
Like, close the door no. Like,
don't you always say no as a full sentence?
I do say no as a full sentence.
Okay. Read your card.
A man is on a date with a woman and she is on her phone the whole time.
Now with Jackie, I'm not sharing shit with no one but house duties and she said her man isn't one, and I agree.
Whatever. We just basically talked about that one. When you find out that your significant other has been communicating with an ex, would this bother you? Explain.
Generally speaking, yes.
No, generally speaking.
Generally speaking, yes. No, it'd be different if you were like, hey, I got to talk to so and so about X, Y, and Z. That's fine with that. But if you hiding, sneaking, you know, calling, chit chatting, whatever it is, whether it's, hey, how you doing? What you eat for breakfast today? Or, oh, you still look good. Oh, your ass still look round. Whatever. No,
My ass is still around though.
it doesn't matter. Yeah, it's an inappropriate conversation to have.
My ass still. But I didn't have a conversation.
I'm
But
just
my
saying.
ass is still around. Shit.
So my answer is no. What about you?
Yeah. I guess it depends. What you talking about? Y'all got kids.
Yeah, I mean they kind of grown, so unless something really tragic or horrible happened.
I mean,
expect
no.
to hear
I
from
mean, because they at the age where they about to start getting married, and unfortunately, that's about to come up, and
grandkids could pop up at some point.
right. So
Coordinate with grandparents picking up, dropping off.
yeah. So I guess it just depends for me.
Yeah, but I mean, I think in general, like you wouldn't appreciate me just, hey, how you doing? What you been up to? Type conversation or whatever, right?
No, probably not.
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna do one more card each.
How long do you think a couple should date before becoming official?
That's on them. That's their business.
You don't feel like there's a time amount. So what's the time that you've dated somebody before you felt like, okay, we're official, we're boyfriend, girlfriend or something?
I don't think I've ever actually had a we're boyfriend and girlfriend conversation with any damn body. I've always looked up and ended up in relationships and shit. Like, no, we did not. No, we did not. We did not, like, oh, we're a couple. Like, nobody does that. Like, that never freaking happens.
Yes,
not
it
in
did,
real
'cause
life.
I remember one time I introduced you as my friend and you went ballistic. It was like, oh, I'm just your friend? Okay. If I introduced you as my girlfriend, you were cool with it.
Because you're not going to be dangling my head over the side of the bed every night and then tell somebody I'm your friend. Like, I'm just saying.
Benefits.
I'm just saying.
You weren't my friend?
I'm just saying.
You weren't my friend?
No.
Yes, you were.
We ain't friends now.
No, are we not friends now?
No.
No.
I am your wife.
We can't be friends?
First and foremost, introduce me as your friend now.
Are we not friends?
Try to introduce me as your friend.
Are we not friends? Hey, J.O. audience, this is Vaughn Hurst. I'm sitting here with my friend, Robin. Are we not friends?
Whew. I'm not going to say what I want to say because we are live and they pull video evidence in court proceedings. So I am going to not say anything.
So, hey, y'all, if y'all don't see me Sunday on the video at church serving, you know something happened to me.
But what I will say is I am your wife first, foremost, and only. Every other title behind that is extra and unnecessary because it's under an umbrella at that point. So, wife.
There's plenty of people that married that ain't friends.
I don't give a shit about them plenty of people. I am your wife. So, everything else is secondary. So, introducing me as anything other than your wife is disrespectful as hell because every other title is secondary. Calling somebody that you're married to or in a relationship with your friend is disrespectful as fuck because what are you hiding to the person you're introducing them to?
Can I go out lifelong partner? That's
Dog.
another one I heard.
J-O-O. Family that's watching. Y'all, he testing the Jesus in me. And I just told y'all last week that I am in counseling for my anger issues.
She's failing.
And he is really trying all the things that I've been discussing in therapy with my therapist right now.
You've been talking to your therapist about me calling you a friend?
I've been talking to my therapist about people pissing me off on purpose. And because my therapist asked me, Robin, What made you go there? Why did you get so angry? And I told my therapist I wouldn't get angry and go there if people would stop doing shit to piss me off. And right now, you are purposely going out your way.
You started the last week's show and you introduced me as your boo thing and baby daddy. What you hiding, Robin? What you hiding?
For real. For real. It's a spot in Chicago where I can hide a body. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. Okay, all right. We'll discuss.
The internet is forever.
So yeah. We'll discuss this later. But heaven is closed. I don't fuck my friends. You're getting married and you present your significant other with a prenup. They refuse to sign it. What happens next? We ain't getting married.
Because I won't sign the prenup?
We ain't getting married.
Why not?
If I give you a prenup and you decide not to sign it, there's a reason I gave you a prenup.
No, I agree. I mean, basically, you have a prenup. You're doing it for a reason. And, you know, ultimately, if you're marrying somebody, you know, their money, their income, you know, should the marriage fail, it should not be of interest to you while you're marrying them. So I don't have a problem with prenup.
Alrighty. Well, you guys, we're going to end this right here because Vaughn treading real thin lines right now. And
oh, I got a good question.
You don't get no more questions.
Yes, this is a great one. This is a great one right here. We're going to end after this question. A woman gets an abortion during a rough patch of her relationship and doesn't tell the man. They go on to get married. Is the marriage built on a lie? Explain.
No.
That she had an abortion.
Okay,
during a rough patch of their relationship.
I heard you.
And she did not tell him she had an abortion.
I heard you.
And you said no.
I heard what you said.
You don't feel that the marriage is built on a lie?
No.
By withholding something like important like that?
No. No.
And why?
No. They weren't married.
But he was the father of that child.
They were not married.
Well, I disagree.
When you're married, you make married decisions. If you want to make married decisions with somebody, when you're in a relationship with them and screwing them, then you need to marry them before you do that. Before you go to running raw, you should probably marry them if you want to make married decisions. However, if you don't marry somebody before you start running raw, you don't get to make married decisions. So that person gets to make single decisions. That ain't my thing. However, in the scheme of things, that's her business. There could have been 1,000,001 reasons why she made that decision.
Well, the question said a rough patch, whatever that could be, but I kind of disagree. I think that that's something, married or not, if you're with that person. And
but what if during the rough patch she slept with somebody else and she wasn't sure whether the baby was his or the other dude, so she had the abortion? See, there's a lot of variables to this.
There are. Again, my interpretation of the question was they just had a rough patch in their relationship with nobody else involved. She had an abortion, probably thinking they weren't going to work out, and then they wind up getting married. I think that's something she probably should have revealed to him.
I think that's her business.
And, you know.
And I think she should go to the grave with that. I think she should go all the way to the grave with that. I think that's between her and Jesus at that gate. I think that hopefully she ain't Catholic and she ain't even got to confess that to nobody. I think her and Jesus is the only people.
Well, I disagree. If he's the father, she probably should have consulted him, or let him know at the very least. But
yep, I agree, y'all. Take that to the grave. That's yeah. I think that one of the big problems in society right now is people talk too damn much. I really do. I think people share too much. I do. I think certain things that's between you and God. That you and God.
Well, I disagree because you made that baby with somebody, and leaving that person out of that decision or not even informing them of it is wrong.
It ain't no different than the chicks out here not leaving guys out of the decision, and then he say he don't want a baby and she have one anyway.
I mean, it's the same way. I agree. I mean, that's a different question. So if a man says he didn't want to have the child, should she be able to pursue him for child support or anything as well? And I would say no. I would think that, she should present him with the paperwork that allows you to give up parental rights.
Okay, but my thing is,
child.
Why does his decision get to be an individual decision, but her decision doesn't get to be an individual decision?
How is her decision
because
not individual?
No, what you're saying is his decision gets to be an individual decision, but her decision does not.
No,
you're saying that she can't make the decision to not keep the baby on her own.
That's not what I said. I never said anything about her keeping the baby. I said that she needs to share that information with him. She didn't make the baby by herself. At the very least, let him know that you were pregnant and that's what you did, even if it's after the fact, before you got married, for sure. Now, if y'all was just screwing, broke up, and got back together and then didn't get married, okay, it is what it is. But if you wind up marrying that man, I think there's an obligation to reveal that to him.
I guess my question is, what good would come of it? See, I guess you got to count the costs and stuff like that for me. Like, what good comes from telling your now husband this piece of information?
Because what happens should he find out on his own down the road?
How?
Anything can happen.
Hipping this bitch hard. How is he going to find out?
Okay, give you a prime example. For some of your medical doctors, I can access your medical records. And an emergency happens.
That's because I gave you permission.
Exactly. But my point being is that in the case of an emergency, that person, these people are married. He has access to her records. Something happens. The doctor's going through the records with the husband. Wife's incapacitated. And somehow that comes up for whatever reason. It's not a HIPAA violation. He could read everything from the start to the end of that medical record, and he would not be in violation of HIPAA. Point being is that it could come up somehow, some way. The nurse at the doctor office could like him and decide to tell him that information or something.
Oh, that bitch losing her job today.
She could. I mean, but, we've seen more ratchet stuff happen, But at the end of the day, my point is it could come up however it comes up. She could confide it in somebody, her friend or somebody, and they could have spilled the beans. I don't know. She could talk in her sleep. Something could happen. So
you're saying talking in your sleep is valid?
No, I'm just saying you could talk in your sleep. It just,
So wait a minute. No, because talking in your sleep, that's a good one though. Because in most cases, from what I've heard people say that talk in their sleep, is that you can't put stock in what people say when they talk in their sleep.
It depends on what they say.
Really?
Yeah.
So what are things that people can say in their sleep that you would have to put stock in?
If someone has a whole sentence and says something, you could be like, okay, what were you talking about? But if they just say a single word, what is the context for it?
Does it matter?
Yeah, because it can be of nothing or it could be of something.
Okay. All right.
You ain't right.
Well, y'all, thank y'all for kicking it with us today. We appreciate y'all. I think we're going to have to get in something heavy next week because Vaughn on some bullshit today. So I'm going to have to go ahead and make him really have some conversations next week. So I hope y'all are ready to join us next Friday. We will see y'all same time right here on the JOO couch. We'll see y'all next week.
As long as I don't wind up somewhere in Chicago.
In a ditch. Deuces.